Welcome to Funny Florida Females. I'm Clarice Kentwood, and
I think I'm Patti Hope.
And we're both comedians and Florida transplants. With this podcast, we aim to feature and celebrate what makes Florida's females so funny, and we're so excited to have Caroline Post with us today.
Yes.
But first, Patti.
Yeah?
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Okay, yeah, I did. I did watch it up until halftime. Usher. I had to see the whole Usher bit, and then I fell asleep.
Did you like the Usher?
I don't know. I was kind of underwhelmed by Usher.
I heard a lot of people said that.
And I'm not that familiar with his music, so I guess I didn't know that
I'm not
much
an
about
Usher
him.
person either.
I
enjoyed the roller skates.
It was a lot, yeah.
There was the one chick that rolled right off of the stage. I thought that was kind of funny. And then I read an article, like the next day, she put a video out that said that didn't know how to roller skate, but her agent told her to check everything on like that, thing that they do. So she checked expert roller skater, and they called her the day before the Super Bowl.
Oh, no.
So she was like, of course I can roller skate. And then she roller skated off the stage.
Yeah. And I heard it got very exciting. And yeah, I saw the follow-up and the whole Swiftie thing. And oh, boy.
I know somebody who went right before the Super Bowl, bought a giant-ass TV, and then went out to a bar to watch the Super Bowl. I'm not going to name any names, but...
What was that about?
But yeah, so we're here with CP
thing.
Post. And CP Post
She's going by Caroline.
Oh, now. Sorry, Caroline. That's right. In fact, we will get into why she is no longer CP Post. She is now Caroline Post. And she's witty and quick-humored and middle-aged. Like all of us, the rest of us, I guess. We're all middle-aged here.
I'm old.
And she effortlessly juggles the joys and challenges of parenthood while navigating the complexities of caring for her aging parents. As the child of European immigrants, Caroline's sharp wit is finely honed, offering audiences a hilarious blend of cultural insight and relatable humor. She's graced stages all across Florida, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. She's a seasoned feature performer who's warmed up audiences for numerous national touring headliners at such venues as Snappers, Visani's, Gotham Comedy Club, Spitfire Comedy House, and many more.
So please welcome Caroline Post to the Funny Florida Females podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes. So, let's clear the air about the CP Post, Caroline Post.
Okay, let's clear the air.
Whatever we're doing.
Well, so for years, I went by CP Post. That was the name I had for comedy.
It's catchy.
It's fun.
It's memorable.
It's memorable. I loved it. I enjoyed all of the moments of having that name. And until recently, I discovered that people who were trying to find me on Facebook were getting notifications, and they were getting flagged. And that's when I discovered that CP Post has a different meaning.
Oh my. Did you ever have anybody message you about that? Or
From
was
Facebook?
It just that they messaged, did Facebook message you at all?
No, it wasn't Facebook that messaged me. It was people that weren't my friends on Facebook, people that were trying to find me and look me up, were then later coming to me and saying, Facebook is flagging us, and they're sending out this notification and saying that it's illegal, and
oh my God,
that it's CP Post actually is short for child pornography post.
Which, unless you're of that mind, you would never think.
Right.
Normal people, you would never, that didn't come to your thought.
No. But is it like a warning to tell people?
Yeah, it's like a little warning.
So if you have children, anybody who has children, they might,
Don't talk to CP.
Right. Right.
What's really funny about the whole thing
however
is
their settings are set up.
I don't even like children.
Parental setup. Yeah. Not about to.
So I made the decision.
Don't worry, I'm not taking pictures of children. I can't even stand their presence.
No, who can? So I made the decision. This happened literally just 4 or 5 days ago. To go back to my original name, of Caroline.
Which is probably smarter.
I guess.
Well, I hope so.
That's a shame.
I mean, it's going to be a lot of work to change over all my social media.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got
Business cards.
I had
probably.
merch, you name it, emails, YouTubes, PayPals.
Oh, wow.
It was
Because you've
all-
been how long have you been doing comedy?
This is my 5th year.
Oh, so you've got a long history.
Well, 5 years in comedy is not really that long, but
doing-
but it's something.
It's
With
deep.
that name, yeah.
it's shallow
Yeah.
in the world of deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's shallow, but it's there. Yeah. So that's it. That's the story.
Wow. I'm sorry about that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. But I'm
Yeah.
hoping to
Do you want me to go?
make a bit out of it. I don't know. Maybe there's humor in
So,
something.
let's back up. Name aside, tell us a little bit about your comedy journey. Like, how did you become, get into the whole thing?
So my comedy journey is that I have a theater background. I did some theater. I did some improv for a while, and I always loved making people laugh. My parents are British, so I have that British humor background. That's where the European thing comes in. And I loved watching Monty Python as a child. Like you had mentioned, you were watching stuff when you were little. I watched British humor, and I was also like regurgitating it and spouting it. I had no idea what I was saying, but I just knew it was really funny. And so I just came from funny people. And
That's awesome.
yeah, but then I started my journey when I was 53 years old,
Wow.
which is kind of a little bit late in the comedy
yeah, me
world.
too. I was 55.
So yeah, that's the story.
Very good.
Do you use we're backwards on this,
That's all right.
but do you use a lot of your experiences with having, like, do you do a lot of material about your immigrant parents? Like, do you draw on that? Sorry.
I draw from it, but right now, up until this point, I've just mostly done a lot of kind of age self-deprecating stuff, and then the fact that I've been married for a really long time. I've been married for 35 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
It's wow. It's a hard number. It's hard. But I do a little bit with the kids, and I've put a toe in the water with the parents, but I'm about to kind of expand my set and do a lot more with the fact that my parents were British and all that. There's going to be more on that. Not yet, but soon.
We can't wait to hear it.
It's coming.
Do you have any sort of funny little anecdotes or stories about when you've done comedy, behind the scenes things, or
Oh, you mean stuff that's gone wrong
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally every day, every minute of every day. Oh, here's one. I often host at Vasani's Comedy Club, which is in Port Charlotte. And I've not ever told anybody this, but a couple months ago I was hosting. I don't remember who the headliner was. He was very funny, but I don't remember his name. Doesn't that sound terrible? Anyway, at the end of the show, one of the audience members came up to me and she said, that's brilliant what you did. You had toilet paper hanging out of the back of your pants. And I looked behind me and I pulled like this whole thing of toilet paper.
Oh my God.
And she goes, that is so brilliant. That was a choice, right? I go, oh, absolutely. I said, I use this every single time I perform. She goes,
Lean into it.
She's like,
Lean into
that is really
that's
funny. I
hysterical.
said, years I've been doing it. And I looked at the headliner. He's like,
Oh my God.
you had toilet paper. I'm like, oh my God.
Nobody said anything.
I was so mortified.
That is hilarious.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, we're gonna take a little break right now to hear from one of our sponsors.
Hey there, this is Alex Soto from Alex Soto Comedy LLC in the Joke Joint, located at 13685 US 441, just north of the Villages, in front of Del Webb Spruce Creek, next to Grandma's Cafe. You can get free reservations at 352-871-0909 or check out our easy-to-use free reservation page at www.jokejoint.tv. At the Joke Joint, we're healing the world with laughter.
So what do you think some of the challenges of being a older female comedian is?
Yeah, I think being a female comedian is hard anyway. I really believe that it's like sort of a good old boys club. I think that's what I learned when I got into it. But then getting into it in your mid-50s as a female was extremely challenging. I started noticing that like younger female comics or even younger male comics with a lot less experience were getting booked at venues that I wasn't, and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
And purely because I was a middle-aged female, I've been passed over many times. I have to really hit hard to get booked places sometimes. I just have to keep pounding away.
Like, do you feel like because you started later that you have to move faster too?
Yes.
Because if you had started in your 20s, you'd have that 20 years to play around and
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you don't get good until you're like in 10 years. Well, I'll be 63 by the time I'm in 10. I had to hit the ground running really fast. I had no time to lose. I would hit every open mic. I would go to St. Augustine from Sarasota, back home, and go to work the next day.
Oh, wow.
And do it all over again any time I could find any stage time. I had no time to lose.
Yeah.
I did not have the luxury of a minute.
Wow, good for you. Is this what you want to continue doing, or do you have some other idea for the future in terms of your comedy?
Yeah, I'm going to continue. Obviously, the whole name thing threw me for a bit of a loop. But I'm trying to figure out
Announcing it here, first time ever, folks.
Yeah,
right here.
Caroline
Breaking
Post.
news.
This is breaking news here. I'm trying to figure out a way of making it positive. Alex was really good about it the other night. He said, I think it's a good thing because CP Post people didn't know if you were a boy or a girl. And female comics.
That's a good point.
I know, and it's the reverse side of that question that you asked a minute ago is that there aren't that many female comics, especially female comics in the middle of their lives. So I feel like we're kind of like almost like a unicorn over here, and I can use it to my advantage. Sometimes it's maybe a positive thing, and Caroline, it's obviously.
You relate to that middle-age audience where those young teeny bopper little girls coming up on stage, the audience doesn't necessarily see themselves in her.
Yeah, I do really well with my demographic, but I can also relate to younger audiences too, because I think they've got a mom maybe my age, so they can relate to that a little bit. Yeah, but middle-aged, that's my demographic. They get it. They relate.
So did you were you born in this country, or did you come here with your parents, or are your parents the immigrants?
My parents are the immigrants.
Okay.
I was born here in the U.S.
Okay.
But I'm fortunate enough to hold dual citizenship.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so King Charles is my king.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's wonderful as a woman to have a king.
It is. Every woman should have a king.
I think so.
Is there anything in Florida, like the culture, that you like specifically enjoy or find amusing, like as opposed to other places? Like, is there anything special about Florida than other places that you've performed?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Florida, Florida's very unique, and Florida's very funny. Because, Florida man, you're not going to find that anywhere. And I really believe it's the heat. I think the heat is what fries people's brains and makes them go cuckoo and eat bath bombs and then chew someone's face off. Yeah. I think it's the heat that does this. I've been saying for years that 80% of all news comes out of Florida. I really believe that.
I think that's probably true.
It is true. And you know what? There's so much here to laugh about. It's hilarious. Like, the alligators that are living in the sewers. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. But, hurricanes can be funny. I'll tell you a funny story about a hurricane. I do dog watching on the side because comedy obviously does not pay the bills.
No.
And because I've been married for 35 years, I want to get the hell out of my house. So I started my own in-home cat and dog sitting service. Wonderful. Where I will go into someone's home and house watch and pet sit for them. Well, I have one terrible vice, and that's chocolate. I can't stop eating chocolate. I'm a chocoholic. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do anything. I just eat chocolate. So the first thing I do when I get into somebody's house is I take a look around and I scout out with the chocolate. And these particular people they were going away to Scotland for 3 weeks, and I had their dog and their cat, and I found some really ripper nice chocolate that was like right up my alley. And going
to go bad during their 3 weeks. You had to eat it.
Of course, it's the least you could do.
Maybe not, but I ate some of it, and once I start, you can't you can't stop.
It's a true addiction.
And before I knew it, it's a real thing. Yeah, it's a real addiction. I had eaten all of their chocolate, and there was quite a bit. And some of it was very expensive. It had been imported from other countries like Belgium. And I didn't know how I was going to replace this chocolate. It was really expensive. And I think they had said, please don't eat the expensive chocolate. I think they may have said that before they left. But my addiction got the better of me, and I ate all of it. And I was going to have to fly to Belgium with their dog and their cat to figure out how to replace. It was not going to cover the cost of what they were paying for me to watch their animals for 3 weeks. So I'm sweating. I'm worried that they're going to come back and they're going to find all of this really expensive chocolate gone. I did not have a backup plan. I didn't know what to do. And that's when Hurricane Ian hit.
Oh.
It was like a gift from God. The hurricane came and wiped out half my city. It cut out all the electricity in their house. I had to bring their animals to my house. But it destroyed the refrigerator and everything. Had to be taken.
All that chocolate melted.
All that chocolate, yes.
It melted.
Done. The hurricane destroyed all of it. So when they came back and they found they had no food in the house, it was
the hurricane.
The hurricane.
I mean, did you want the house to smell from all that rotting food?
No, you can't have that.
Of course.
So, of course, I had to clean out the whole house. And most of their stuff had melted, that wasn't chocolate. And it was all in the trash. And they were so thankful that I took care of their pets. They actually paid me a bonus.
No way.
For suffering through Hurricane Ian with their pets.
Hurricane saved you.
And they weren't at all upset about the missing chocolate.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, true story.
I love that.
That's a good one. All right. Well, we do a little segment. Speaking of the Florida man, called Florida Woman.
Florida Woman.
And, so we find some clever little article in the papers. Clarice is the one who digs these up, and then we just rip on it. So here's the one we're going to do. Women accused of smacking neighbors with a broomstick, and this is actually right here in Lake County.
And that's why I picked it.
Lake County woman arrested after being accused of smacking her neighbors with a broomstick said she was acting in self-defense. Okay, she's 59 years old. She said she spent the night in jail after Sunday's incident in her Leesburg neighborhood. She said that this is not the first time she's run into it with her neighbor. The neighbor spoke exclusively with the media and shared a video of the incident. According to the neighbor, he and two teenage boys rode down First Avenue on dirt bikes and electric scooters when this woman came after them. They were like, this lady is down there. She's trying to whack us with a stick. So I said, I'm going to watch this on camera, and went down, and that's exactly what happened. So she kept swatting them with a stick. Anyway, she was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon without intent to commit a felony. She said she's still not sure why she was arrested. I was in fear. I was basically more of self-defense. I was fearful and shaken. 3 men surrounding me. So anyway.
I don't see the crime here.
I don't
we go.
either.
First of all, she's clearly a witch.
Yeah.
She's got a broomstick. She's beating people off with a broomstick.
How else are witches going to defend themselves?
This could be just a regular afternoon for me. I don't know what the problem is. What?
Like, she's a angry middle-aged woman.
Yeah, don't piss her off.
Probably
Yeah, right,
going through
stay away.
menopause.
Yes,
At that
exactly.
age, the menopause is hitting.
Yeah,
people
you
need to
can't be
learn that.
responsible
The
for
men
what you
should have known
do with
better.
the menopause. No, they should have
way I feel.
realized. Plus, the
Absolutely.
hat would have given it away, and the
Absolutely.
black cat.
I
Why
mean,
are they bothering her?
I'm just as shocked as she is that she got arrested.
Yeah, I'm shocked. She needs a really good attorney.
Exactly.
Maybe
This is a lifestyle thing. You know,
maybe
come on.
she can find a vampire
Yeah.
as an attorney. You know, it goes with the Halloween theme.
Oh, there you go. Or a pit bull with lipstick.
Or a werewolf, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah, that's right here in our neck of the woods. The lady with
Yay.
the broomstick. Woods, no pun intended. Woods, yeah. Out here in the boonies.
Out near the mount.
All right. Well, Caroline, not CP. Is there anything else you wanted to share with us about yourself? Stuff coming up? How can people connect with you?
Oh, well, yes, you can connect with me now.
How can people connect?
You're allowed. Just look up Caroline Post. No, tomorrow I'm going to be at the Moon Room at Pineapples in Melbourne.
The Moon Room.
Yeah, the
Ooh.
Moon Room at
All right.
Pineapples. And then on Thursday I'm headlining at the Sunshine City Comedy Club in St. Pete Beach.
Nice.
Yeah. And then on Sunday I will be at what was once the Tampa Improv is now Funny Bone.
Yes, they've been taken over.
Yeah, Funny Bone. So I'll be at Funny Bone in Tampa on Sunday.
Awesome. Well, that is
Good for you. You're really hitting it.
yeah,
girl.
you are like out there rocking it. All right, well, we'd like to thank Leo Zuniga for producing our podcast, Eddie Boscana, our AI specialist and media support, and of course our sponsors for their support. And most importantly, we'd like to thank you, our listeners.
Yeah.
Have a nice night.
Thanks so much. Good night.